So Britney Spears is pregnant, maybe? She made the announcement on Instagram, but it left a lot of people confused. So let's dissect. In the post, Britney said, I lost so much weight to go on my Maui trip only to gain it back. I thought, geez, what happened to my stomach? My husband said, husband, that's interesting. No, you're food pregnant, silly. So I got a pregnancy test and well, I am having a baby. 4 days later, I got a little more food pregnant. It's growing. If 2 are in there, I might just lose it. She then goes on to talk about perinatal depression. Britney's fiance, Sam Asghari, seemed to confirm the pregnancy news, posting, quote, fatherhood is something I have always looked forward to, and I don't take it lightly. It is the most important job I will ever do. We're also hearing from Britney's ex, Kevin Federline. Through his lawyer, he congratulated Britney and wished her the best for a happy, healthy pregnancy. Okay, so a lot of the fans are confused by this. I think it's pretty black and white, but
you do?
She said, I took a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant.
But then it was like food baby was in there and like there's no, wouldn't you think there'd be I don't know.
I think both can
I was not convinced.
It wasn't black and white for me. I was confused as well.
I thought it was black and white.
Black and white.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know who the happiest person in America is about this news?
Who?
Will Smith. He is the happiest right now because I think a lot of people are very confused and the news cycle is off him, at least for the day. But what do you not, listen, maybe it's from the image I have of Britney in my head, and maybe that's a little biased because I don't really follow the story unless we're doing it here. And my wife sometimes will come up to the house and be like, you see Britney? Did you see Britney? And then I'm like, let me see that. And it's like picture after picture after picture, which it seems like something's wrong, right? Seems like something's wrong. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. So to get off that conservatorship and to have all this things go your way finally, I'd be a little bit more clear cut, or I'd have somebody helping me out with my Instagram. I wouldn't be posting those things, and I wouldn't say I might have a food baby, but it might be a real baby, it might be twins.
She didn't say might, she said I took a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant. So she's pregnant. Let's just call it what it is.
Okay, well then,
it's not
why doesn't she just say, hey, I'm pregnant? What's up with food baby? I'm confused.
And that's not her husband, right?
No, it's not her husband.
We don't know.
But maybe they got...
But if you have I don't know. Listen, if you have a history of, I'll let Tori go, but if you have a history of not exactly acting right, and then you kind of do something like this, are you or aren't you? And I'll let you go.
No, I think what you're saying is really reasonable. And I follow Britney, and her Instagram is like all over the place. It's like really weird. It's really quirky. She's doing like a lot of dancing and letting her body move. But if you like look at the texts, it's because she was, in my opinion, so very sheltered from the conservatorship when she needed to be, right? And then it got to be where she was performing and still sheltered. She couldn't have coffee. She couldn't open a computer. She couldn't use a wallet. She couldn't drive. She couldn't get married. So what I see it is an expression of just like total freedom. So maybe it doesn't look like what we want it to look like because usually people have curators and stuff. She wasn't even allowed an assistant. She finally got an assistant last week. And so for her, she's almost
Her first post with her assistant, or one of them was topless in a pool.
Yeah, and so are a lot of Kardashians. So I'm not going to say, like, she just doesn't look polished.
Tori, can I?
She just looks as if she doesn't have someone helping her with her Instagram. But what I see is a woman finding her footing from being treated like a child to finally being allowed to make autonomous choices about her body. And I know maybe she looks different from what you want her to look like, but I don't think a conservator would let her go.
I don't want her to look like anything.
And you both said you do.
No, I don't. I'm just saying
they're concerned.
If something happens to her, and I'm going to pose this and I want you to go down. If something happens to her, who's to blame? Us?
We were talking
the media?
about this before the show starts.
Her therapist? The judge that got her off the conservatorship? If something terrible happens, are you going to feel bad that you supported this movement?
What if something wonderful happens?
But you're right. I don't know. I don't know.
I think my only concern here, coming from someone that battled with postpartum depression, now perinatal depression is when you're depressed during your pregnancy, and I believe she has a history of that. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but she does have a history of depression, period. I would just hope that she has all the resources possible. And I'm not speculating, she may have those resources there.
Of course.
But again, for someone like me who went through postpartum depression and then the next time around got it again, thank goodness I had those resources in place because I spotted it right away. I got treatment right away and I was fine. But if I didn't treat it, who knows what would have happened. So I'm hoping that she has all her ducks in a row. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And Sam, I appreciate you saying that. I think my question to you, Tori, is if my Instagram mimicked Britney's for the next 15 posts, would you call Jeff and say Al's being really quirky?
Yes. No, I would call Jeff and say I think something's wrong with Al. I would, but I think we have to take a whole picture of what Britney Spears went through. You're totally normal until right then, and there's
no one's ever said that about me. But thank you.
But I think people see 2007 Britney with shaved head looking crazy. And my God,
You mean examples of being crazy,
and
quote unquote?
Of course. And you know what? She was. The conservatorship was put into place. She was getting fed drugs. She was all this stuff. But as things progress, we have to let someone evolve. She got off of that. The judge said it's okay. She's living with someone who keeps her healthy, mentally and physically. She's free from a really abusive conservatorship. So what I see is someone finding herself, although it doesn't look as glossy as the other celebrities do. That's what I see.
Okay.
Good conversation.